Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. Well, we have a lot packed into this Saturday. It is the last stops for my tantalizing tabletopper tour, day number 6. I'm using one of my wonderful gifts, the Starbucks cup with the yellow rose of Texas. Okay, that's just a side note. Today, so we have the stop, we have Secret Lives of Color. It's the last stop of the reds. I want to show you a little bit about my fabrics I'm going to use for the sew along for the tantalizing tabletoppers. So let's get to it. But first, on the calendar was it's hamburger day. You can tell I often pick food things for the days of the week or the days in the month. So tell me today in the comments, what is your favorite go-to food? Like if you're out with other people and maybe you're not sure about what's on the menu or you're just not feeling it that day, you know, that happens sometimes. Even when you're on travel, mine is a hamburger. It's like no matter where I go, they're fine. You know, like if I'm in a place where I'm just not sure what I want to eat, you know, hamburger. Just give me the hamburger, I'm good. So I love them. I love them when I really want them, and I love them when I can't figure out what to eat. So there you go. Tell me what your go-to food is. So let's do Secret Lives of Color first. So we are on that last shade of red. And it is called, I was really curious to read about this one. It's called Dragon's Blood. And it is really dark. So here's mine. I think I nailed it. I really do. So there's my Dragon's Blood. So it is a deep, deep burgundy red. So this chapter you really need to read for yourself because it is quite an intertwining story. It's about mythology and a dragon, and there's some elephants, there's some artists, and they're reds. And there was it's kind of a time point where I would say, I use the word technology, but you know, the things are changing way back when, and the dragons are sort of going away and modern life is sort of coming in. So that's what it's all about. Dragon's Blood. The next chapter is the color purple. This should be interesting for me because I don't have a ton of purple. There are 6 purples, and I'm going to add one more color for the month of June. You saw that on the calendar, so we'll pull one from the next month to make it 7 for the month. That balances it out just a little bit better. I think this is the only time I need to do that through each of the sections. Okay. Tantalizing tabletopper stop number 6 are two of my really wonderful friends. So let's first do the Fat Quarter Shop. Kimberly Jolly and Kevin Jolly own the Fat Quarter Shop. They are an amazing couple. Started in their kitchen table, Kimberly decided she wanted an online store to get fabrics the kind of fabric she liked to use. They just weren't available online. So they were very forward thinking back when they started their company. They're great partners, a husband and wife team, and I am so grateful and blessed to be their friends. And they do a lot of different things. They are a store, but as you might know or not know, they also have a fabulous YouTube channel where Kimberly does videos. They can be tutorials about how to do a project. She also does her live sit and sew kind of things, her live stream, she calls it. I believe those are often on Friday, where they're a bit longer, and she will take you through kind of projects that are ongoing, how she might be handling those, things that are coming up. She might have trunk shows, she might have a guest on. They vary quite a bit and depends on, you know, sort of the season and what is happening. She also does a similar one for the cross stitch. Which I am just forever grateful that she decided to do cross stitch because that has kind of gotten me into it. Speaking of which, I'll have to give you an update on that next week on where I am with mine, what I'm doing, because it's you know, it is what it is. So besides the Jollies doing all of these wonderful things as a store, They also do an immense number of charity things. We do the Make-A-Wish charity, which I've been working with them for years, and they love Make-A-Wish because it helps children. They have children, and they really feel a good connection to be able to go and present to a family for a child to make their wish come true. They also have started just different fundraising things. One was for the United Negro College Fund, which was, I believe, it was either January or February that ran. They also gave a big donation to UNICEF for my drive for helping the Ukrainian children. And so those are the kind of things that they're doing out there. And they are a business partner of mine. So I work with them through the affiliate program that I do. So you're going to stop at the Fat Quarter Shop today and their blog and see what they did from my book. And then my other wonderful friend is Gina Tell. And she is a long arm quilter out of Texas, and I met her through the Fat Quarter Shop. So it's kind of cool that they ended up on the same day. She has Graffiti Thread is her company, and Gina is also this year going to quilt my Make-A-Wish quilt that'll also go up for charity, because Cindy used to quilt those and Gina stepped up and said she would love to do that this year. So she is supporting that through her quilting. But Gina just recently got a second machine. It's so excited for her. So now she has 2 machines, so she can do a little bit more for everybody. So she does a lot of work for the Fat Quarter Shop, but she's also available to do your quilts and my quilts and everybody's quilts. And Gina also does tutorials. So she's done some by video with the Fat Quarter Shop, like a t-shirt quilt, machine quilting. She did how to do a journal cover, and so she'll go on and tape it at their channel. And then she also has some tutorials at her blog, so you'll want to and she shows the quilting that she does, and she shows the customer quilts on her feed at Instagram. So it's a lot of fun to see the quilts. Long armers are great because you actually get to see so many finished quilts because they're just doing the quilting part. So you want to go visit Gina today, and you will enjoy both the stops. And be sure, if you missed anybody else, you go back. On Tuesday, I will do a recap and show you everybody's project. I think that would be a lot of fun. So let's take a look here at the quilts I haven't shown you yet from the book. So the one on the wall is called Life's a Picnic, and it has placemats as well. Like, what do I have? Like on the back, this is what I have on the back. It's kind of a floral. So there's also placemats, which Becky used when she embroidered the names of her grandchildren. So these were quilted by my good friend Judy. So there's the placemats. Put that over there. This is another version I did of this same quilt. If you remember, I showed you this. It's using my birdsong fabric, and it was for the Thread Sew Along for Wendy Shepherd to show her blue threads. So I had to get that out again and show you. See, it looks a lot different, right? Can you see? See them at the same? Look at that. Yes. Okay, what else do I have here? Oh, I just remembered. I don't think I mentioned we have Midnight Moon today. Did I say that? Okay, so this one is, I wrote the names on them now. Okay, this is Flower Stand. And Bev did this one. So you saw it in the beautiful pastels. And I use that same backing because sometimes that's what happens. You just have to use that stuff up. Okay, this is Main Street Perks Coffee, the local coffee shop, right? I'm so excited to do a braid pattern. We'll talk about this at one point, but it is something, when we're doing the sew along for the book, these are so incredibly useful. Once you have the technique, then you can add them to different places. And the last one is maybe my favorite in the whole book. This one's the Italian Cafe. And the Italians really do coffee the best. They really do. So look at that. This was so fun to do. Bonnie Hunter did this one, made it just a tiny bit longer for her antique piece. Great. So now you've seen all of them, one pass through. Okay, let's do Midnight Moon. So I did I did get the blocks from last week done, which were the split 9 patch. I liked putting them on top of each other. I thought this was really fun. And the twin star. There we go. So here, I can put them on the board here. I'll just do the one. Da-da, 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 on the bigger board. There we go. You can see them all. I don't think I can get all 6 of them on here, but you never know. Let's try. Let's see what happens. Oh, we gotta put them. We gotta pile them up here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Almost all peeking out like that. So there's all these next 6. Now this week, these are the blocks, and they are a maple star and the patchwork Big O. The Big O. And next week is another bonus, so you won't see it until like Monday. I won't talk about it. So here are these guys. Oh, I have a little video on trimming that I want to show you that I did for Midnight Moon. So let's watch that. I'm working on the Midnight Moon blocks. I got all of the split 9s done. Now, when I saw this block in the book, I was like, it's an okay block, but I love it in these fabrics. I love it. I think it has to do with the high contrast of that orange plaid and just the orange plaid itself. Love it. Okay, the other one, I have to do some trimming, and I thought I would show you how I'm trimming. That block is called the, wait a minute, that is called the Twin Star. So this block here, and that unit has to be trimmed. And it's not like you just stick your ruler down and cut 2 sides or something. You have to really specific placement to do this trim. So I'm going to go ahead and trim the smaller one. I've already done one of them. I have all 3 sets to do, but I wanted to show it to you while I'm working on it. So let's scroll in. So this is the medium, this is the large, the medium, and here are the small ones. And so I have to trim this guy to 2 inches. And when I'm doing that, this one's already trimmed. So he is already a 2-inch square. So see that? But beforehand, he is not a 2-inch square. He is somewhere else in that range. But in order to make this accurate, so that I'm not chopping off the points here or the points here, I have to line things up in a very particular manner. So let's see, what's the best way to do it? I'm going to have to, I think, kind of do it sideways like this so you can see it more like how I'm cutting. So what I'm doing now is I have the diagonal that comes through the 2-inch square, and that has to be right on that seam. So let's be sure so you can see it. So it has to be right on that seam. And the other thing now is I'm cutting it to a 2-inch. So I need to have that 2-inch mark right at that line of the patchwork. So I can't have it up here because that will cut off the point. I can't have it down here, and I can't have it, you know, over there. And I need to have this line right on the diagonal, and then you just shift along that diagonal like this until you hit that sweet spot where the junction of the top of the 2 is right at the edge of the patchwork. And then you trim 2 sides. Okay, there's 2 sides trimmed, and then I will rotate this, and now I'm on the 2-inch. So this corner down here is right at the 2-inch. The diagonal is on that seam again. Check over here, this 2-inch should be right on that corner. You don't want it out here. You don't want any white showing out there. You don't, because you can't go too far over because you would have no space. So now I can just trim the other 2 sides. And what that does, that gives me the patch where everything is perfectly in the corners. They meet right out at the corners. And that's what you want it to look like when you've trimmed. So now I have these and these and these to do. So before we talk about the fabrics I'm going to use for this, which is I'll do as the wrap up, before we do that, I want to tell you that, oops, let me get it. If you want to get and Liso iron, either the full size or the little mini. I have a special code they gave me just for me this weekend, which is 10% off, and most of you will probably also be eligible for free shipping. It just depends on where you live, but this 10% off. So the link is in the description box and at my website today. You have to use that link, and then when you hit the checkout, it will automatically give you the 10% discount. So it's a really, really good deal right now, because they also have, that's on top of, I think, another discount they have going on. So anyway, if you've been wanting one of those, this is a great weekend. It ends on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, which is the last day of the month, and it ends at noon my time, Eastern time. So there you go. But wait, I forgot a mail call before we go over there. Kathy in New York sent me this super cute card. I love it. I love it. Now she also sent me a bunch of selvages. I love this one. Look, it's got zippers. Look at that. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? And it's got a white one too. Yeah, so nice big bag of selvages. She also had some books that she said she wasn't, she'd used them. She was done now, and if I wanted to gift them off, which I might do because I have them. So not today though, so watch, we'll do that another day. So thank you, Kathy, for that. She also sent this super cute Tilda fabric of the Quilt Girls, I think it's called, or the Quilt, no, it's called the Quilt Collection. Look at this. Look at that. They look like they're going to the beach. Ah, they're so cute with all the polka dots. And that's not it. She also sent me this wonderful cross stitch. Look at this. She said it's one of her first cross stitches she's finished, and she painted the frame red for me. Oh, so nice, Kathy. Thank you. Mwah. All right, let's go take a look at that fabric. For the Tantalizing Table Topper book Sew Along, we will take parts from each of the quilts in the book. So we'll take a little section of each one, and then we will be doing this layout. Whoops, here we go, this layout. And what I'm going to do is the Fat Quarter Bundle, there's a supply list already, and now there's a project page out there, which is linked down below and at my website today. But you can see the fabrics I'm going to use, which are my birdsong. But I'm also going to add a few solids to the Fat Quarter Bundle. Now I haven't cut myself a Fat Quarter Bundle yet to work with. I will do that. I'm also going to have a border, and there's some other sashing things here. But let me just show you the fabrics and what I plan to do, because I've always wanted to mix in some solids. I always think that would just be so fun to play around like that. Now I have ordered my solids, so I have some solids I'm going to show you here in a second, but they're not the exact color. I will list the exact color over on the website. So I have a couple of greens, so I'm going to get a green solid to mix in here. I will also show you a solid beige, because this might be out now. I know that I can't get any more of it right now because it's on order, so you'll probably have to use a solid if you didn't already buy some of this. Then the other thing in the fabric line are my birdsong are the blues. We've got the blues. So we have all these shades of blue, and then we have all the pink, which I don't even have any small cuts right now. It's still my big 3-yard cuts here. So I'll be using a fat quarter, have a fat quarter of all these. Now the border, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the border. I might use one of these, the bigger print on the border, which is what I'm thinking. And I think when it's done, I'll decide whether I want the pink or the blue. And I just need to see it. I need to see it finished. So to these, I want to play around with some solids, so I can sort of have that spot in the blocks that has a little bit different feel to it. So I pulled these. I'm going to have a green, a pink, a yellow, and a blue solid. Not these exact shades. I will put there on the project page. I have linked the exact, a link so you can see the exact ones. But that's my whole plan. Fat quarter bundle. I'll use one of the bigger prints for the border, and then also use some solids in here to really give it a little bit different look and a little bit different spark. So, you know, I think that that will be super fun. I haven't done that in a long time, particularly not for a sampler like this. So I think it's going to be super neat to see how I can incorporate the solids with it. Fun. Okay, my friend, you are finishing out the reds with dragon blood today. And then go and visit the Fat Kimberly Jolly at the Fat Quarter Shop and Gina Tell at Graffiti Thread for the ending of my tour. And if you missed anybody, they're all linked at my website, so you can go back and be sure you entered and saw all the different quilts. There'll be no video on the holiday, which is Monday here in the United States. It's our Memorial Day, where we will remember our military, particularly those who have fallen. And in memory, we remember in our family Greg's uncle that he never met, who died in World War II, his mom's younger brother, Jesse. So that is one person that's always on our mind on Memorial Day. Okay, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.